What is up, Cancer? This is, I know I'm kind of late and I do apologize. It's been a crazy month, plain and simple. This is your home light security reading for the month of April. But the way that the astrology is looking, even though the way the planets are moving and so forth, it is going to be covering like the beginning of the next month with what I'm going to be talking about right now. So it is, you're still kind of getting a month worth of a reading here. It is still coming into May, the energy of what you're going to be looking at. Now, what Spirit is giving me is a whole lot of Mars and solar plexus energy. But they are giving me a little bit of, Mercury, heart, self communication from your heart. And is it being used properly? Are you making healthy judgments from your communication that's going on with your heart? Is it with blocked energies or open hearted energies? As to that Mars energy in the solar plexus. It's like a communication that's taking place. And I'm getting moon energy as well. But it definitely has to do with what's coming forward is family judgment, but often the family judgment is not actually even the family. Often it's just personal judgment between your higher self and your three-dimensional self, the ego and the soul. And where are you listening? Where are you communicating? And they're giving me a whole lot of pain in the back of my neck right now. So a lot of you are too much in your emotions and too much into the three-dimensional energy. And I want to say negative energy because when I'm getting this pain in the back of my neck, usually that has to do with letting too much of what everybody says, thinks, views comes into, you know, your manifestation, into your thinking, into your process, which is of a lower vibration. Put it this way, like if you're getting caught up in the, oh, I got bills to pay. Oh, I need to do this, and oh, I need to do this. And it's not things that don't have to be done. Yes, they are things that have to be done. You still have to live in the three-dimensional world. But if you're holding on to the anxiety of those things, then it's going to start to weigh you down. And when it weighs you down, it starts to bring in that negative energy headache that we get right here from that zeal point, and it starts to bring the vibration down. So it's not that it's not important, but you might be being driven by, well, I need to take action here, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And you're not letting the heart, balance out that energy. You're taking the solar plexus is what I'm getting for many of you, and you're balancing it in that three-dimensional world instead of allowing the heart to raise it to a higher dimension. Or at least this is the idea of where Spirit is trying to take it into more of go with the flow, more of be lighter about it. Don't put so much weight on you, because when you're putting that weight on you and the duty list, the responsibility list, yes, you're responsible for these things, but when you put so much weight on you, it also clogs up your creative energy, clogs up your ability to be more free, or to go with the flow and allow that inner creativity, that inner child, to be able to figure out how to make it work in that higher vibrational frequency for you. So don't tie it down to just the three-dimensional world is what I'm getting. Don't be stuck on the stubborn, inflexible, I have to be perfect. I have to do it this way. I have to make sure that this is done. Yes, these things have to be done, but make sure you're staying connected to the higher dimensional energies, acceptance, the love, the fun, the interest. You know, you have to be of both worlds, is what I feel like I'm being told. Because otherwise, you're going to put too much judgment on yourself, and then it will accidentally backtrack into insecurity and cause negativity. So I feel like they're just trying to give you a heads up. Don't be doing that. Stay with the heart space. Understand that the heart space is, yeah, that's what it really is coming down to. The heart space, if you stay with the light-hearted heart space, then it's going to get you back into that solar plexus in a positive way with that I am energy and being able to create because of that freeness. So it's important for you to hold on to that right now. Don't allow that emotional indifference, or for some of you, I was just heard emotional deficit, to pull you down. Trust in yourself, trust in your intuition. Don't let powerlessness or fear get into that heart space and then accidentally lower the solar plexus. But you need to stay with that higher dimension. You need to take the time, the pampering time for you, and meditate, baths, give yourself that love, because that's going to help you balance out, is what I'm being told. And it does make sense, because when I do these home light security readings, I tell everybody, please check the information down below. Because they're not just sun, moon, and rising readings. It also is like if you're a Cancer sign and this is your sun sign, then we're getting into your core energy. But if you're a Cancer moon, like I am, then we are getting more into your emotional energy. If you're a Cancer rising, we're getting more into your actual manifestation in three-dimensional world. So depending on why you're watching the video, sun, moon, or rising, will have a difference as to how this energy is taking place. And from a Cancer point of view right now, wherever the sun is on the universal chart, that's technically the house that you're walking through when you're coming to it from this aspect. So for whatever it is that you are Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, that area specifically at this time has been walking through the 10th house. Let me validate them right. I think it's the 10th house, and it's about to move into your 11th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, from your 10th house. And here on the 19th, it's going to move into your 11th house. Now, that has everything to do with the outer world, the authority of, the things that have to be done, the bills, the responsibilities, your job. It also, speaks to us about our honor or reputation, but it is also the financial authority, the financial duty, your jobs, how you get your money. That also starts to step into your outer world social foundation, like your work friends. So this is you trying to be responsible, but still hold balance in one form or another. And then as it moves in after the 19th, it's going to start to move into, that 11th house, which is still the outer world, but it's where the outer world is capable of helping bring to fruition your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. But that has to do with, I'm sorry, but it does. It also has to do with making sure you're in alignment with the right groups, memberships, partnerships. And that all has to do with how the outer world will structure and rebuild for you. And will you have authority in what you're creating? Or will you be losing it according to the alliances that you've made? So it makes sense why It's the solar plexus versus the heart. And it literally feels to me like it is solar plexus versus the heart. And your inner Mars is like, I'm trying to go both ways. And it's just telling you, slow down, balance out. Slow down. You can be of both. You can be of the higher. Spirit just said they love you. That was so cute. They were saying, remind yourself that you love you. And, you know, that will help you overcome whatever insecurities you are working through. Now, let me see what the cards have to say. Ah, my pillow fell like literally right up underneath my butt. Let's see what the cards have to say. And then after that, we'll get into what is going on with the astrology as we finish out the month. What guidance do you have for Cancer signs for the end of April and the beginning of the next month? What guidance do you have for all Cancer signs? For Cancer. I can't rush it, man. You know how it goes. Okay, I'm going to need you to lift that vibration. Even if it's a smackdown of lifting the vibration, that's got to come up. I'm not even going to pull that card. I refuse. Give us something better. Thank you. Obsession. Get out of your obsession. Period. That is what they're saying. There's that that inner talking in your head. Get out of the obsession. Basically, it's blocking your will. It's slowing down your manifestation. Don't waste any more time on the conflicts. Get out of the obsession of whatever is creeping around in your head that might be lowering your vibration. Just drop it. Okay, thank you. Now can we go higher? Yep. The Prince of Swords. It is the chariot of air. It is intellectually scattered. You're still kind of all over the place. Flexibility and penetration. You have to be willing to go with the flow. Stop trying to fix everything right here, right now, because what you're doing is you're just. I get it. What they're saying is you have to be more open minded. You're trying to fix it all right here, right now. You're trying to redirect it, and what you're actually doing is you're like putting concrete in your boots. You're not able to. What is it they say that you can be grounded and fly? You're not allowing yourself to fly, and that has everything to do with the creativity. You've got to allow that balance to flow through. You've got to allow that balance to flow through right now. Okay, hold on. Virtue. Thinking integrity with clarity. Before you act, slow down. Allow the sun and the truth to illuminate the direction, because this is Sun in Aries. It's the Three of Wands, but I don't see cards the way most people do, so I may not match what everybody else says. But like I said, this is slow down. You're scattered, you're all over the place, you're trying to fix everything. Obsession, slow down. Figure out what is important. Figure out how to go about doing it. But don't break from your higher self. Don't break from don't just get in the three-dimensional world and let go of that higher self. There's still that creativity, that understanding that healthy vibration can flow through and bring the positive thinking and the clarity. Sometimes when you're too much involved in something, you simply need to step back, you know, stop, just walk away from it, go to the store, waste a little bit of time, and the true sense will come to you of what and how you need to go about it. It's just like I said, it's balancing the solar plexus with the heart, allowing your inner emotional security, your inner child, your inner emotional security that comes from your inner imagination, your inner fun, your inner joy, and allowing it to come through because it will help balance you. It will help set you right, set you straight. Stop. You got to step away from that little bit of fear factor you got going on. Yep. Allow that sun to come in. Get out. Spend some time in the sun. Spend some time loving you, giving you enjoyment. And then it's all going to find a way to work itself out. What else? I got another deck that's faking. Hold on one second. This one also came up with find your eternal flame. Get back to you, back to your soul. Find your eternal flame. It is the shin in Hebrew. It is to eat and consume what helps the destiny, what helps you separate that lower vibration and keep the higher vibration. It is the golden dawn, the resurrection, the push through one area to another. It is the final judgment that helps you move from one cycle to another. It is, Jupiter and Saturn working together, creating the eternal change. It's the never ending story, the eternal flame, the eternal burning, the eternal shifting and learning and growing and allowing yourself to be part of that infinite possibilities. So you got to get out of anything that's keeping you from feeling that I'm breathing in those infinite possibilities. You've got to get back to that. And that's going to bring you back to, bringing that energy of where you're feeling separated and having to deal all of this is pulling you back together, is what they're trying to tell you. Let me see what this deck is going to say, and then I'll move into the astrology. What else does Cancer need to hear right now? What else does Cancer need to hear as they're walking through this month? Or end of this month and into the following month? What is it that Cancer needs to hear? And they just said, again, infinite possibilities. Dignity, guys. Have some dignity. Have some love for yourself. Have some self-respect. Give it to yourself. You deserve it. You work hard. Let go of what's not serving you. This is death. Let go of what's not serving you because there's a transformation trying to take place. Allow what was you to be done. Because a new you is birthing. Allow it to birth. Allow yourself to go through that dark energy so that you can. It's not even dark energy. It's allow yourself to go through the unknown energy. You don't have to control everything. Allow yourself to go through the unknown because you don't know what you're going to bloom into. Love in the mist. Love. You've got to get back to experiencing life, back to enjoying something new. enjoying something sweet, something different, and giving yourself the opportunity and approval to do so, while you are capable of truly emotionally walking through. You're the freaking Cancer sign, walking through your emotional waters and being able to cipher all of what is. It's also what we call the hollow bone. This is why you Cancers are so empathically driven, so much connected with the empath. You pick up everything, and if you're not giving yourself the proper love, you're gonna get caught in all of that whirlwind. And this is saying, more or less, you've got to communicate with yourself in healthy ways instead of just getting caught in the communication of the whirlwind, being stubborn, being inflexible. That's just going to hold on to fear and force judgment. So this is about you giving yourself the chance to understand this is your time to grow. You have to give yourself that love. You don't have to absorb everything from everybody, nor are you responsible for it all. And for some of you, they said you're working through anger issues that you're learning how to release and surrender and let go. It's holding on to ego and feeling like you have to push to receive, feeling like you have to manipulate to get your way, feeling like if you're not looking out for number one, no one else will be. And that's ultimately, in some cases, going to pull you into a narcissistic ego energy, which will reroute it. So they're trying to tell you how to stop that. They're trying to tell you how to get out of your own destructiveness. Don't be holding on to inadequacy or inferiority, because that's just going to pull you down. That's repressed energies that are low vibrational, more or less. And they're telling you, walk away from that. Get back into the higher vibrations of explore and try new. And give yourself the break you need to be able to be creative enough for it. Now, let's get into the astrology. Like I said, you are starting out in your 10th house. This whole month has been in your 10th house, but it's about to shift into your 11th house. Your 10th house is, like I said, it's your honor, your reputation, it's your careers, it's your outer foundation that creates your prestige in your professional world. It is the social foundations, the authority, the responsibilities, and the duty that goes on here. It also is where the political arena plays its hand in being responsible for us as a society and choosing the rules it's going to choose. And where are you letting that outer authority in general push you around? And I say it that way because Mercury, just like 2-3 days ago, just walked over the planet, which most astrologers don't talk about, walked over Eris, which is the goddess of trouble, toil, strife, and injustice. She's the goddess of resentment. And so this is going, where is the outer world really just making you feel like I can't catch a freaking break? And pushing you and pushing you. And where is it feeling, like it's dictating to you because you've accidentally given it power to? And I know that's not what you want to hear, but when you're not fully in your power, you're easier to manipulate, you're easier to maneuver and push around. And so this is asking you, where are you standing firmly with what is going on in your outer work, your outer jobs, your outer responsibilities and authority in your life? Not just society, but in the things that also hold your reputation, like I said, of being, okay, like I'm a shaman and I do Reiki work, I do shaman work, I do extractions, I do aura repair, I do readings, I do a lot of healing in this sense. And so, what is your job and where you shine? Where is it in your job that you shine and that you can be like, no, man, I'm not the same as the whole rest of this group. I'm an individual and you need to see me as so. Where are you able to show yourself and the world around you? This is the authority of me. I am me. I'm not the same as everybody else. Because the sun is going to be leaving here and coming into Taurus, which is your 11th house. But before the sun does, on the 19th, it is going to cross right before the 19th. Like right now, it's starting to. From now until approximately the 18th, the sun and Pallas are starting to also go over Eris as it leaves your 10th house and enters your 11th house, which is the sun illuminating the trouble, toil, strife, injustice, what I call Medusa and vampire syndrome. Where are you holding on to the trouble, the toil, the strife, the injustice? I'd rather get back at you than to rise above it and pull your power back. Spirit has been telling me for pretty much every single thing I've been saying lately to use my idea of Medusa here with the injustice because I don't like the story of Medusa. I don't like it. I'm like, the gods more or less attacked her from both ends. She was liked, she was attacked, and then the gods was jealous of her because she was attacked. All because she was beautiful? No, that's just freaking wrong. It's not her fault she was pretty, you know? And then she was turned into this horrible thing that turns everybody to stone, left by herself. In her insecurity, will never have anybody to have, be left alone and can't ever do anything. She's just miserable. But like spirits have been telling me, pay attention to that Amazon Prime commercial where Medusa has some sunglasses on. And in the commercial, she's, at the bar, she's wearing the sunglasses. She's able to go out and be social again. She's able to have found a way to tell those gods to fuck off. I got my power back. I learned how to magically override you. I learned from that grief, sorrow, shame, blame. I learned from that, you know, injustice. I learned from that resentment, trouble, toil, and strife that was dealt to me. Yeah, I got a shitty hand, but you know what? This is what I can do, and this is what I will do. This is where they're asking you. Are you going to hold on to that shitty hand? Or are you going to put those Medusa sunglasses on from the commercial of that Amazon Prime and go, this is what I can do. This is what I will do. And call your power back. Where are you taking this energy of that outer world authority and your reputation and how you're viewed by the outer world, and you apply it into that 11th house, which is still the outer world, but now it's gotten directly into your groups and your memberships and your committees, your outer world alliances, because see, those your work friends and whatnot are all part of the outer world, and ultimately the dreams, the goals, the ambitions, the desires that you wish to achieve and bring into fruition and be able to create in your life have a lot to do with being with the right alliances, being with the right groups, memberships. Nobody can do anything all by themselves, no matter how good you are. We all need help along the way. And are you getting help from those who actually are able to help you, willing to help you, love you, and want to see you achieve everything you're trying to achieve? Or are you getting help from those who are actually manipulating you? and not really trying to support you. This is what we're talking about those outer committees, groups, memberships, work friends. Did you take when the sun crosses over Eris and Pallas, which is Athena, the warrior goddess, as she crosses over Eris and she leaves that 10th house and she enters that 11th house? How is she entering this 11th house? Is she entering it from resentment, trouble, toil, and strife? Or is she entering it from, I've learned my lesson. Yeah, this was shitty, but you know what? This is what I can do. This is what I will do. And either you're on board with me or you're not. And that's fine. But are you going to be able to put your foot down and go, this is where I'm going to be? This is what I'm about? See, because as it leaves that 10th house, like I said, not Mars, the sun is moving into Taurus on the 19th. Pallas is coming within the same time frame. And Mercury already has done this. So this is how we're communicating with ourselves about these communities, about what is capable of happening in these communities, what we would like to see happen in these communities, versus is it really gonna work or not? Are we in denial? Are we holding on to trouble, toil, and strife? Or are we coming back into our power? How are we communicating this to ourselves as well as the community? And you also have Uranus here, which is saying take a chance to show the glorious character that you are, not the one that feels beaten down and is afraid or pushed into the corner. Show your uniqueness. Show the world how great you are, what you're capable of. Show them the difference between you and everybody else. And reclaim your power. Show the world that this is my power. This is the authority I have over me. And only I have that power over me. And then that's coming back into strengthening your whole solar plexus by giving yourself that love you deserve. Now, as you're leaving that 11th house, we move into your 12th house. Now, this is also where a big piece of karma is coming in. And it's coming in according to, are you nurturing yourself properly or neglecting things that need to be nurtured and healed? Because not the Sirius star, Sirius is here. Sirius is not the Sirius star, but Sirius tends to hit below the belt. She tends to speak to you about, she's very much known for like how you nurture a child into proper health, or you're neglecting nurturing them into proper health. Sarah shows up a lot with like child support cases or child neglect cases in the form of, if you're not being fed the proper food or food in general, are you being given clothes that fit you? Are you being nurtured or neglected? In the 12th house energy. And the 12th house is a lot of our inner hidden secrets. It is our self-deception. It is our self-destruction. It is where we like to throw away the key and never see the truth again. It is, our indifferences that we don't understand about ourselves that we lock up in the closet. It is our grief, our sorrow, our shame, our blame, where we hold ourselves responsible for things that we cannot be fully held responsible for, but we keep taking it on and putting ourselves in responsibility for it. Grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurity. It's where you haven't found the proper healing because you're not properly getting nourished. Whether it's food, diet, But your diet is also energy. Your diet is the people, the places, the things of energy that you consume. The people, and how are they treating you? And what are you allowing yourself to be nurtured or nourished in your life through energy? And is it connecting to that grief, sorrow, shame, blame, insecurities, and fear? Or are we starting to face that head on and go, you know what? I've done this to myself so many times. It's time to stop. Because Cirrus is the threefold. She is the karmic return. And she is trying to teach you how to not return stuff you don't want back to you again by understanding where you need to change and start nurturing yourself in proper ways so that the new cycle can begin. Now, the thing is, Lilith has been here asking you why you hold on to these things. But Lilith is moving out, and she's moving into your first house, into your character, your awareness, your personality, your physical body, how you view the world, as well as how you view yourself. And Lilith can be a great ally. Lilith can be a great ally because she has enough ego to make you get your shit together. She has enough ego to be like, what in the world are you here for? What do you think about yourself? Don't you love yourself? I mean, Lilith is known as the first wife of Adam and Eve, the first one to tell God, no, I'm not going to stay with him. I don't like him. I want this for myself. So there. What do you want? Who are you? Lilith is coming in, but see, Lilith is not extremely strong here in Cancer. Lilith in Cancer is all about, can you find your independence? Can you find your dignity? Can you find your power? Can you reclaim it? Or will you become submissive? And this is also on a universal scale, Cancers. You guys are also on the universal scale, the fourth house, which is speaking to you about the depths of your inner emotional security, the roots of who and what you are. So can you come full circle now? Can you independently see yourself independent? Can you see yourself as everything that you know you are inside but still are afraid of? Can you step into the authority of you? Because nobody can control your character. Or will you become submissive? Lilith is going to be here through the whole next month. And she's going to be teaching a major character growth here, or showing you a major character flaw here, of where you either are nurturing or harming yourself by tapping into your inner emotional security, your character, how you're viewing the world, whether it's coming from, again, that trouble, toil, and strife or not. Now, you don't have anything else going on in your first signs until we get to your fourth house, which happens to be where the full moon is taking place on the 16th. Okay? And that is, what was I just saying? The fourth house is your inner emotional security. But in Gemini, it's a little Jekyll and Hyde. It's a little, like I said, Jekyll and Hyde. It's curious, it's unknown, it's questionable. It kind of is emotionally indifferent versus passionately action. But it is all about what's up close and personal. It's in the heart space. And the full moon not only is going from the fourth house to the fifth house during that full moon time, because it's going from the cusp of Libra I'm sorry, I was saying Gemini, but it's going from the cusp of Libra into Scorpio. This is all right. Well, it is similar to what I was saying because Libra is all about harmony, balance, and weighing the scales of justice. But you got to remember to put yourself on the scale, or there is automatically injustice. If you're not part of the scale, you're not seeing the true weighing. This full moon is also going to be going over the energy of Haumea, which in astrology, Haumea is a dwarf planet, but Haumea is also considered the collective consciousness. So this is setting rules in the relationships according to what you need, according to balancing what is safe and healthy and necessary for you to nurture yourself in these relationships and grow. As it leaves that Libra energy and enters your fifth house, which is Scorpio, allowing you to come into your inner child, your inner creativity, your inner fun zone, your inner expression. So this is saying setting the rules, the walls, the boundaries in the relationships that help nurture you so that you can not just create, but enjoy this freaking life you're living. Being able to express it. I call it, you know, it's the fifth house is your area of fun if you'll allow yourself to get to it. It's where your habits are, not habits, your hobbies are, where your sports is, with what you enjoy, what you desire to express and learn. It's music, art. It's love, sex, interesting in meeting new people and trying new things, seeing what comes from that. If you're not giving yourself any fun, any experience, any trial and error, then how are these relationships going to grow? You have to give yourself nurturing time for one to figure out what you want to express, what you want to try, what you want to be, what you want to know, what you want to do. And then give yourself the ability, the integrity, the desire, the approval to be able to express it the way you see it, the way you desire it, the way you understand it. And then will people get on board with you because they're down with that or not? You're going to be seeing a lot of this come through in the next couple days during this full moon. But not to mention, this whole month was a dark month. You had a new moon the first day of the month. You have a new moon at the last day of the month. And that's going straight right back, that new moon, to your 11th house. Again, the outer worlds, relationships, the committees, the memberships, what you're part of. And are these people, groups, work friends, truly supportive of who and what you are? Do they love you? Do they really want to be part of your dreams, your ambitions? Or they just hold on to you enough to get what they need out of you? Now, your seventh house still has Pluto here. Pluto's still going to be here for 2 more years, and it's on the last 2 years of the lessons it has to teach. And Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. So, in general, it's teaching you how to create healthier relationships by letting go of what you've always done, but it hasn't necessarily fully come into. There's a reason why the relationships come and go, because the tribe is still learning to grow. The tribe is still molding. You're still learning what a healthy relationship is. and learning how to accept that and to be part of that. And this is saying we're learning how to adjust these relationships. We're learning the last lessons we're ever going to get from Pluto here over the last 2 years. Death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration, which is going to come down to change how we do our relationships and setting those boundaries again. Because when it moves into the 8th house, you have Saturn here with Vista. Vista is the keys to unlocking the doors, backing up Saturn in the 8th house, which is the resurrection of relationships that know how to set boundaries, know how to understand the joint resources, joint efforts, joint finances, joint situations, because a relationship is not just one person. A relationship is two or many people. And how we create and communicate by knowing not what our place is, but knowing how to communicate in healthy ways and still be supportive and know when someone is and is not supportive. So this is saying that, for one, your relationships are shifting over the next month, but don't hold on to anger or disappointment with things that you may be finding out about yourself or about others. Don't hold on to heartache of stuff that's going to be shifting, because this is ultimately a lesson of a relationship. You want to have a good, healthy relationships. You're learning to first have a good, healthy relationship with yourself so that you know how to treat you right. So you could teach the others how a healthy relationship should be as well with you. So there is some shifting going on. It doesn't mean that there's going to be love lost. There may be, depending on the situation at hand. But this really comes down to, how much are you willing to explore and create your own true self, coming into your own security, your own nurturing of the relationship with yourself so that you can have healthy relationships. Is really what this whole month looks like, is really coming down to being about. So this is about loving you so you can teach others how to love you, as well as possibly learn how to love others properly too, and make relationships that can be fruitful. So if you're doing the work right, you're being very forthcoming and open with your communication right now. But you may want to slow down to make sure that you're understanding what your communication is trying to say. I love you guys. Bye.